Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey guys, it's 5 o'clock on a Monday, and by that I mean it's 5 a.m. Did you guys know that? My videos upload every day at 5 a.m. Hey, let's do this. It's Craig Petty week. That's right, all this week, every single day, Monday through Friday, it's gonna be Craig Petty week here at Magic Orthodoxy. Got my flannel shirt on in honor of Craig and Master Magician. If you don't know, Craig Petty has his own YouTube channel. He also does reviews and so much more. His channel is so much more. If you have not already, make sure you head on down and like and sub to Craig. Today, we're gonna look at Evoke from Murphy's Magic. Now, I'm starting with Evoke because I love this and I've been playing with it so much ever since I got it. And there's been a lot out there on the internet about it. But if you don't know, Evoke is a 26 card deck that displays the inspirational or motivational posters that we saw back in the 80s, 90s. And they have the color graphic at the top, they have the inspirational word, and then there's a quote underneath that word from a celebrity or author or somebody who goes on tour and speaks to corporations, motivational speakers. He has a whole deck of these. They come in a little folded cardstock tuck, but with this deck, you can literally do anything. You can do classic card tricks, but you can also do mentalism style readings. You can do book tests. There's 9 hours of teaching with this. I kid you not, 9 hours of teaching. There's something like, I think 39 or 40 tricks you will learn with this one deck. 39 to 40 tricks. How much is it? It's only 40 bucks. So it's $40. So it's literally $1 a trick, right? $1 a trick plus the deck. Plus, you're gonna see some of the greatest minds in mentalism, Peter Turner, Peter Nardi. What a fun project. First up, for your 40 bucks, you're gonna get this nice drawer slide hard box with the tuck inside there. And it's very similar to what we saw with Cube 52. And inside that, you're gonna get this little folded cardstock sleeve that you can hold the cards in. Now, someone could ask, well, could I just put a rubber band around them and use them like that? Absolutely. You do not need the tuck case. There are some fun visual clues that can help you be a crib, both on the front side and the back. There's a few things that you could look at, but certainly if you wanted to put a little bit more memory work into this, you do not need the tuck case. You could rely on your memory. Craig tried to make it so that you didn't have to rely on your memory. He tried to make it as easy as possible for you, so he did include a few cribs, but again, you don't need the tuck if you don't want it. And the cards are designed by Phil Smith, who also worked on Cube 52, and they are on a beautiful bicycle cardstock, so they're gonna last you forever, and they're gonna shuffle and feel good in your hands. They're gonna feel exactly like your favorite deck of cards. The front side, like I said, has a color graphic, has the word that you either want the spectator to think of or that you're gonna try to guess. And then you have a quote and a famous celebrity or speaker or author underneath that. So is it what I thought? Yeah, it is. It is what I thought. Only because I knew early on that Phil Smith did the design work. And I had also recently had Cube 52. So as sister projects, they are very similar. With Cube 52, again, there was a lot of tutorials, a lot of training, and then there was so much built into the cards as far as markings and tricks that you could do with the cards, how multiple usage you could get out of them, and the fact that they were disguised as an everyday object, and how the tuck case had cribs built into it. Seeing the packaging, seeing that was Phil Smith and Craig Petty teamed up again, I was like expecting the best, and I certainly did not get let down. They are well made. Like I said earlier, I think they're on Bicycle Stock. I think that's what I saw. But in addition to just a beautifully designed deck, and we'll talk about that, there's so much the teaching. I want to talk to you about the teaching really quick as I can, to get through 9 hours of tutorial. 9 hours of tutorial, and I want to help you with that too. I want to help you navigate that. So initially, there's a video, and each one of these videos is about an hour long. It's just Craig sitting down with you, telling you all the bells and whistles of the deck. You need to watch this, and you need to watch this first. The first video, definitely watch it first with the deck in hand. Go through it, because he's going to talk about the markings that are on the back. It's loaded up. You're going to know the card that's right on top. You're going to know the card that's underneath that on the bottom of the deck. You'll be able to use this like a book test for the front quotes. You'll know who said the quote. You could use this as picture duplication, and you could copy the picture. You could tell if the picture they're looking at is color or black and white. There are no duplicates in this deck. There are no duplicate emotions in this deck. There are no duplicate quotes or people or pictures in this deck. And there's no memory work. No memory work. It's all spelled out with multiple cribs on the box, plus 2 special gaff cards for exclusive tricks. Now, the second and third videos are a jam session with Peter Turner. And if you've ever watched Peter Turner do jam sessions, it feels a lot like that. The first video with Peter Turner has 3 tricks. One's based on the 100th monkey principle. The second one is an ESP match. And the third one is kind of like a one behind prediction, where you guess an emotion and a person and a place. There's 3 more tricks on the next Peter Turner video. One is a reading. The second one is like an out of this world type trick. And then the last entry is a jam session. So video 2 and video 3 are with Peter Turner. Video 4 is with Peter Nardi and Alakazam. He's going to offer several tricks as well. So the first one is a divination style trick, where they find their positive emotion in a stack of negatives. There's a poker deal demonstration, where they find their 5 cards in stacks of randoms. There's an oil and water submission. There's an ESP match using the pictures. There's a liar's poker with 5 hands of 5 cards. There's a word match, where they spell a word that they're thinking of. And then Peter's going to talk about how to use this deck with a Peak Wallet and Craig's marketed effect, Gossip. So if I could just pause right here and talk to you about the 5th video. The 5th video is going to go back to just Craig in a library style setting, where he's going to walk you through the heart of the trick and talk to you about just this project and give you his ideas. Now, the reason why I'm inserting my opinion here is because I believe the best way to watch this project, the best way to get the most out of this project, is to watch the first video and then immediately jump to the 5th, okay? The submissions with Peter Turner and Peter Nardi, they are great, but they feel like they are the above and beyond tricks. And before I get to the above and beyond tricks, I want to get to the heart of why the creator made this deck, what the creator was thinking when he made this deck. You're going to hear Peter Turner's ideas and Peter Nardi's ideas, but they weren't the creator. They weren't the originator of this, right? Craig Petty gave birth to this. So video 5 is so important. I think if you just watch video 1 and video 5, you have enough right there to get you started. And you could always come back and watch the rest. I know some of us feel like we've got to watch the entire thing in order, and I'm saying you don't need to. Watch video 1 and video 5, and you will have everything you need to know to start going. Because in video 5, he's going to talk to you about the emotional prediction, which is just a straightforward how to read an emotion. Then he's going to give you an alternate handling to that using the mother of all book test principle. He'll offer you a remote viewing routine where you describe the picture they're looking at. He'll talk to you about how to use this deck for a drawing duplication and how to use this for an emotional forecast, which is like a triple prediction with 3 spectators. He'll also talk to you about how you could use this for a divination, like to feel the bottom card and to know what color it was, and how to attach an emotion to something that the spectator associates with. The 6th video talks about how to use this deck if it's shuffled. So the 5th deck is using a deck stack. The 6th video is like, okay, well, what happens if the deck gets shuffled up? Well, now you can do a tossed out deck. Now you can do the Biddle trick. Now you can do an ambitious card. Now you can do a prediction effect. Now you can do a comedy reveal. In the 7th video, he returns to some of the classic tricks that you could do with this. You could do Triumph, you can do Jazz Aces, you can do Dr. Daly, you can do Swindled, you can do Swapped. And then in the 8th video, he keeps going with that by offering a blank routine, an NLP routine, cards across, and an any card at any number. And then in the 9th video, we're gonna jump back to having a guest. This was the last video filmed. We're in a brand new environment with a curtain backdrop. Craig has invited Ian Rowland to come and share some ideas. Ian Rowland has 6 more effects. He has a cold reading, he'll talk about telepathy, and he's even gonna talk about AI. So all of that, like I said, 39 to 40 tricks, somewhere in there, including some of the jam sessions and just some of the ideas that are thrown out. There's a lot of ideas that are thrown out that aren't necessarily full fleshed out tricks. But again, my advice, watch video 1 with deck in hand so that you understand it, and then jump to videos 5 and 6. 5 is gonna be how to use the deck in stack, and 6 is gonna be how to use the deck shuffled up. Once you have those 3 projects under your belt, you could literally go out and create miracles with this deck. Like I think that is the heart of the project. That is gonna be everything most of us will probably ever use the deck for, to use it as it was originally intended. But then if you feel like, I could do more, there's so many other things and ways I could take this, then I would say, then, you know, pick your favorite. If you lean more towards a Peter Turner style, then watch that. If you lean more towards Nardi, then do that, or Ian Rowland. I say pick the guy that maybe you resonate with the most after that, and then pick up some ideas there. Don't feel that you have to sit through 9 hours methodically in one sitting right, to glean everything. I think if you watch the first video and the 5th video, it'll whet that appetite, right? I think you'll be the most excited. I was the most excited. I loved video 5. That was my favorite video out of the entire project, and I feel like the best tricks are on video 5. I think right now I'm doing a little 3/4 trick routine with this one deck, and literally 3 of them are from video 5 and 1 is an idea that was on video 6. Like everything I'm doing is from videos 5 and 6. So yeah. Pocket space, like I said, it's only 26 cards. 26 cards. And if you're more of a mental person and you're not afraid of learning a little bit of a crib, just keeping it in your head, and believe me, it's not hard. There's no math. It's just a couple of, sequences or names. If you have that in your head, you don't need the box. You could throw a rubber band around them and you're good to go. There's markings on the back, there are, but you could say, well, how are they as far as angles and inspectability goes? Could my spectators hold these cards in their hand? Absolutely. If you've ever had a deck that Phil Smith has designed as far as markings on the back, you know that Phil Smith is good at both the literal readers, where you just read it, right? But you also know he's good at graphs and glyphs. So he can make like markings as well. I would say this deck is a unique hybrid of being a reader, but also having markings. So you will be able to read the backs, provided you learn kind of the shorthand that Phil is writing in. It took a little bit of practice for me. I couldn't pick up on the F's and the G's and the S's. I think those were the hardest ones for me, coming at it cold, like without any warm up. But the more you play with it, Craig advises you, just hold the deck in hand, read it, go to the next card. Like shuffle them up, read it, go to the next card. And the more you see the letters and the phrases, the more familiar you'll be with it. Because eventually you'll start to memorize, it's gonna be the same 26 words, right? And it's only 26 words. So it's not like you're gonna have a brand new word that you've never seen, like, oh, I've never seen that word, right? Eventually you'll be comfortable with those 26 words. You'll only have to look at the first 4 or 5 letters and you're like, oh, I know this. I know exactly what this is. So you'll get there. And I've got terrible eyesight. So, and the great thing about these cards is You can read them from this way or this way. So you can flip them around just like a real card. And you shouldn't have any trouble reading the backs with just a little bit of practice. Setup and reset, again, you can keep this in stack or you can shuffle the cards up. With just the cards in stack, of course, there's more markings in play. But if the cards were shuffled, there's still a good 3 or 4 markings that you could still read, and even more things that you could identify. Believe me when I tell you, this deck is a Swiss Army knife. It is a Swiss Army knife. They did not leave anything out. I don't know how you could have packed one more thing into this deck. I don't. I literally don't. They must have come up with ideas halfway through the project and said, oh no, we got to do this too. Because it really feels like they shoved their foot on the box and got as much into this project as they possibly could. If Evoke is any indication as to the tricks and magic we will see for the rest of the year, I am so excited because this is awesome. I expect Evoke to sell out. I do. I really do. You don't have to be just a mentalist to appreciate this because there are so many just standard, everyday playing card tricks that you could do with this as well. You don't need to present yourself as a mentalist to have this at all. So it's such a great project. And slice and difficulty level, like how hard is this? Anybody can pick this up. Anybody can pick this up. I think if you're an experienced mentalist, you would love this because it takes you outside of the world of playing cards and into something that's unique. Certainly emotions, feelings, or something that mentalists deal with all the time. But I think if you're a beginner and you've never done anything like this before, 9 hours of tutorial, Craig holds your hand all the way. And there's also a crib that's a PDF. So if you were just sitting at your computer and you hit print, you could print the PDF off, have that with you, take it with you, and then you have a little bit of teaching on the go. So even if you didn't have the videos available to you, you'd have that crib ready to read at any time. Yeah, they did so much thought and work put into this. Do I need to say a positives thing? Do I need to put positives up there? Do I? Because I mean, this entire video has been a positive. I'm gonna be accused of being like biased and too nice. And David always says nice things about every trick, and David always hypes up every trick. I do, because I love magic. I love magic and I love magic tricks, but I love this magic trick. I really do. I really do. It's been in my pocket with me everywhere I go since I got it. I've been watching all the tutorials, just devouring them. I can't say enough good things about Evoke. I can't. I mean, I would love to be able to be one of those people that predicts like, oh, I predict by the end of the year, this will be trick of the year, or, it'll be in the top 10. I'd be shocked if it wasn't in the top 10 by the end of this year. Shocked, because this is such a good project. I think this is Craig's best, by the way. I'm just gonna say that. I think there's more coming up this week, and I'm excited about so many of them. I am, but this is one of his best, for sure. This is one of his best effects ever. He must be so proud of this. So big, huge thanks to Murphy's Magic and Craig and everybody down there for allowing me to have this so I could do the review for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.